Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Conqueror's Blade. As today we are going to be digging into the Swordsman units, taking a bit of a look what they're all about. They're kind of that real jack of all trades type units, you know, not really specific to one kind of skill set, kind of pretty average at everything. So let's just hop over to the unit tech tree very briefly and we can take a look at them. The two that we're going to be looking at today, both the Iron Cap Swordsman and the Sword Militia. That's just the two I've got unlocked. I've not got so far as the Prefecture Guards yet, although they do follow a similar playstyle, so it's pretty safe to assume if you like the Iron Cap Swordsman, you're going to like the Prefecture Guards. Just one brief thing I just wanted to point out very quickly is the fact that there isn't actually an Ostarian branch of melee units like this, actually only for Mayang, which is kind of a bit disappointing. You know, on the Pike branch, obviously we have Ostarian Halberdier Sergeants and Mayang units as well. But on the sword units, there's only Mayang. So just something to bear in mind if you were thinking about going down here. Once you get to the higher tiers, if you're in Ostaria, you may have some trouble crafting the unit equipment. Well, you won't be able to craft the unit equipment. The cost of doing it in bronze coins starts to get quite high. As units themselves, I really quite like them because I like the fact that they don't really require much in the way of management. You know, they have that unit charge. And their shield rush, which is a really nice sort of charge ability. They just charge straight at the enemy. They get that speed boost and they do charge damage. So it's great if you can get them to charge, say, into a unit of archers. But beyond that, you just really let them attack. And, you know, they just go to work and they go to town and then you think they get really too close to them. They do pretty good damage. We're going to have a look at their unit stats. You'll see their damaging potential is pretty decent. You know, just short of 1,000 on the slashing damage and is similar to the armor penetration. You know, not really bad for a unit like this. And yeah, they don't really require much management because you don't really need to worry so much about formations. You know, for example, a comparable, something that's a lot harder to use, it would be, say, like the Shield Militia, which kind of requires, you know, much better placement. You know, you're trying to get them to block a passage. And when they work well in the right situation, they're absolutely great. But once the enemy's behind you, they suck. So that's quite a tactical unit in the sense that you have to be aware of its formation. You have to be aware of its positioning during deployment. These guys, you can just press V. Leave them to attack and forget about them and go and do your own thing. And that's why I like them. And that's why it's almost always the first unit I take into battle when we deploy on a map is my Iron Cap Swordsman. But anyway, I think I've already waffled enough. So I just want to hop into a field battle now. We are combating a little bit with the lag still on the servers at the moment. So if that kind of crops up, apologies about that. Not really a lot I can do about it at the moment. Fingers crossed that gets sorted very soon. But anyway, let's hop into a battle and see if we can get on with these swordsmen. So, we're into battle now with our Iron Cap Swordsman. So let's get things moving and head straight over and down to point B. So I normally always, as I mentioned, start battles with these Iron Cap Swordsmen as my sort of starting unit. I find them to have a pretty good balance of everything. They can sort of do everything. They have reasonable combat ability, reasonable block chance. You know, if you bring a ranged unit, there's always that risk that there's going to be no allies there to support and you're just going to get overran. So I just find that these guys tend to be a pretty good mix of everything, and that's kind of why I like them. There's a quick little handy tip. If you double tap C, your unit will move towards you so much quicker than if you just press it once. So it's well worth doing. And also well worth doing the shield charge as well because of the extra hit damage you get on units. So I just lost the capture there, which probably wasn't worth it. So we're trying to capture point B. But we managed to drive off that Nadachi. Going to give us the capture, hopefully. It will. A little bit of lag. But hopefully not too bad. Been suffering a little bit on the servers, but it's just those things you have to deal with, unfortunately. It looks like the enemy have got some archers set up on that mounted position there, so we don't really want to be hanging around here too long, because we're just going to end up getting shot. Let's bring our units over this way. Any enemies over on that side? No, it looks like we've got quite a few friendly troops over there, so we should be good over there. Let's head over this way. Looks like we've got a few people coming around here. What have we got them coming with? Some, is that pikes? It is pikes. Let's sort of move up. Ow. Going to go for a hefty charge here. But we're probably not really going to, we're not really going to hit all that much, are we? Let's just get stuck in and do what we can. We get sort of stuck right into these, looks like woodcutters. See, now the problem is now our Iron Cap Swordsmen are so outnumbered they're going to have a bit of a hard time in this sort of situation. They're a good unit, but they're not invincible, particularly when there's so many enemy heroes around. So we're going to do quite a lot of damage to them quite quickly. As you can see, our numbers already starting to drop off. But they do hold their own admirably, and they are quite effective in terms of the amount of damage they do. That's what I like about them the most, I think. Get a bit of a heal on going on there. As we start to push into these archers now as well. Get a little bit of good bit of damage in. That's what we want. Ooh, we can maybe get this. Nice. We've got that enemy musketeer down. Good. And we actually managed to survive. And became in 32 kills. Not too bad for a bit of an opening salve on a big fight like that. And that's why I like those guys. You can just throw them into the fight. Nice, easy, good little combat unit, I find. Let's just send them over there to have a little bit of a heal, because a lot of them are pretty well dead. And a 12-man unit is still a worthwhile unit keeping hold of. Looks like we are about to lose point A, though. I'll let my guys hopefully heal up a little bit at the station, which they're doing now, and then I'll call them over to come and help. Hopefully we take this point A, which we're about to lose now. Not going to be able to get there in time to get the interrupts. What have they brought with them? A unit of pike militia. Yeah, okay. I'm just going to hang on and wait for my units to turn up. Looks like we've got some allies turning up as well. To make things easier. Hop off there. Our guys are turning up here shortly. Here they are. And straight in at the charge, straight down the centre. He's a high tier guy, this guy. Oh, big damage, big damage, big damage to me. Oh, my guy struggled there, although this enemy hero here is taking some good damage as well. See if we can stun where we can. Oh, he got the stun on me. Got to keep an eye on my health because it's pretty low. I'm out of energy, out of energy. There we go, and he's down, and we're recapturing point A. Nice job. So that shield charge is what makes these swordsmen so nice. Now, I think a comparable unit, as I mentioned at the start, is the pikemen, because as you get later on with them, they can unlock a charge as well, and that can be quite effective. So I think they're probably the closest in a strange way as a comparison unit, and I think some people are always going to prefer the pikemen over the swordsmen. I just find for me that the swordsmen are very easy to use. You know, no real tactical planning required. You just chuck them into the fight and they do what they do. So that's kind of why I like them. Okay, where are we going now? We still look like we're holding on to point B. Got some friendly troops over there, so maybe we could have a look, see if we could pressure point C. A little bit cheeky. Looks like we've got a few good mats of friendly troops going over there, including some of the aforementioned pike militia. See what we can do. See if we can actually get on this point. Could be quite interesting. What have they got over there? Quite a bit of stuff by the looks of it. I might hunt up on my horse. Let's just get these guys round and get a charge off with them if we can. See if we can get a little bit of damage on these lighter sword militia, who we'll probably end up taking out ourselves a bit later on. Get a little bit of damage in there against this long sword player. Ooh, he's going down fast. If we can get some more hits on the back, that's him. Good, he's down. Nice. But we lost pretty much most of our units there because we've been rear flanked by some enemy Iron Cap swordsmen, which has been unfortunate. We should be able to take down this Adachi player. Ah, he just got away. Come on, you swine. Oh, missed my jumping stab as well. Oh, they've got away from me. Okay, let's remount up, because I think we're losing this fight here by the looks of it. A lot of our pikemen seem to be struggling. Oh, well, not doing so badly. Not doing so badly in this fight. Oh, high tier like me. Okay, now I'm starting to feel a little bit outnumbered. I think we're going to pull back here because we're losing point A as well. Got some more friendly heroes around here which we'll be able to do a little bit more with. Kill the poor random pikeman. He's got to be dead. It's just the musketeer that can never be killed. He's dead. Got you. Well, got the assist anyway. Not quite what I had in mind. Ow, ow, ow. Roll, roll, roll. Self-heal. We need to get back to a supply master so we can get another unit, because we're not really contributing a lot as a hero only at the moment. Let's get back to the supply point, because we really need to also think about retaking point A, because we've lost that. Looks like we're still holding point B. I've got a few friendly troops there, though not actually that much, so we've got to be a little bit careful. But let's get to the supply point. Demount. Choose unit. And let's get out our sword militia. So these guys aren't quite as good, obviously, as the Iron Cap Swordsmen. They're just a lower tier version, but obviously require less leadership to use. The only nice thing that they do get is this sprint ability, which really makes them quite fast. So they're really quite good once you sort of take that into account. Try and just kill some of these cavalry if we can. Good job. Obviously, they're dressed up in their little samurai uniforms. They're not actually samurai fighters. Let's drag them up the hill here. Hopefully they should be coming up with me, which they are. I'll get them to overrun this platform, even if there's just an enemy hero on here. Because they sometimes get the knockdown, which can be pretty good. Like that. And now once they're in amongst them, they can hopefully get a bit of damage. A little bit of lag going on here, but not too bad. Not too bad. Not compared to what we've been used to anyway. A bit of a heal. There we go, we've got him down. Nice. So yeah, the Sword Militia also do work pretty well as a unit. They don't get the charges standard. That's something you have to unlock sort of as an extra once you sort of get a bit of a unit experience with them. But they do start with the Sprinter standard, and they are a pretty decent unit. I quite like them. They're not as good as the Iron Cap, but you know, pretty decent. So let's push back around and think about seeing if we can take point B again. Let's go heal, get myself up to max health. Let's try and regain a bit of energy. We've got some friendly troops here as well, along with quite a few enemies. Looks like they're pushing up that platform. I'm going to try and go around this way, see if we can maybe get around the back. I've got these guys with me. Yes, this could be perfect. It could be perfect. Let's line up, go for the charge in. Although it looks like most of the enemies are already either dead or sort of committed in this area, so it doesn't necessarily really matter that much. There we go. A little bit of lag, but everyone's dead, and we are back to capturing point B. Looks like there's a unit there over at point A, so let's just keep an eye on that, make sure we don't lose that one again. Be a shame. There's a bit of a fight down here in the bottom that we could join into. We've got a fairly long cooldown on our shield rush. Just enemy heroes up there, no point chasing them, that's not really what we want to be doing. I'm seeing another enemy unit heading over to point A, so let's get straight back over there if we can. Doesn't look like I've got a horse. Get these following, let's get our sprint ability activated. We're going to end up losing this point again, which is kind of annoying. I'm not going to get there to get the interrupt. No, I didn't. But we are going to turn up with a... Oh, wow. Okay. Be aware, bit of lag. But not a lot I can do about that at the moment. Looks like the unit actually ended up going on that way. It was me as a hero that didn't. But we're now back on a horse, so hopefully we can get over here and recapture point A. And it looks like we're capturing point C as well, which is good for us. So, are they going to end up running away? Not quite sure to what degree he's paying attention and to what degree I'm lagging. But we're just going to come over here and charge straight down, hopefully through this unit of enemy spears. Enemy musketeers, sorry. Because our unit should go to work on them pretty effectively. Oh, this guy's quite tough. He's level 96, I'm not surprised he's tough. Let's just go after some of his musketeers. Partly because this is a weekly quest actually at the moment, so it's well worth trying to get. And partly because that level 96 is just going to slaughter me. But we currently own all the points, so we're kind of winning quite quickly at the moment, which is good for us. And looks like that guy's dead. Perfect. And we captured the point. So yeah, Sword Militia. Not a bad little all-round unit. Particularly with that charge. Is that an up-to-date 52? Not had that many kills, to be honest. Oh, 68. It's a little bit better. Still not exactly great though, is it? But considering we've only lost one unit of Iron Caps, and most of our Sword Militia are still alive, we're not doing too badly. But it now looks like we are losing point B, so we're going to head back over this way. See if we can stop the capture. Over a little bit. Looks like it's mostly archers. Nothing here for us to really worthwhile charging, so I'll just walk into the cap. Got the capture. They've only got a handful of points left. I think this game is really well in the bag. I'm not even going to get a charge off in time. And there we go. Victory. So, sword units. Are they worth doing? We even got a secret vault as well. So sword units, are they worth doing? As a general rule, I'd say that yes, they are. They're a pretty nice, versatile all-round unit. They have a lot of benefits in the fact that you can just sort of throw them at enemy units and they fight pretty well. You know, things like the Spear Militia, which are, you know, are great with their shield wall, but that's something you have to manage. You have to make sure that shield wall is pointing the right way. You know, if enemies get behind that shield wall and cap them on the back, they're useless. So there's a lot more micromanagement in that sort of sense, whereas I find the Swordsmen, you can just sort of just charge at the enemy and let them go for it and kind of let them deal with it. Whether I need to try and spend some more time, I think, with some of the pike units to see how they compare with their charge, to see which one of the two I prefer. But for now, I think the Swordsmen are a pretty good all-round unit. But anyway, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Subscribe to the channel for lots more Conqueror's Blade content, and I shall see you guys all on the next video.